Hello, everybody! BeMetalways here! Today, I want to talk about another special topic. Iron Maiden has announced UK, Ireland, and Europe arena shows for 2023 tour named the Future Past Tour. This is quite special because the band has said they will be merging two albums for this special tour, mainly 2021 Sinjutsu, obviously the latest album, but very interestingly and surprisingly with 1986 Somewhere in Time album, which happens to be my favorite Maiden album and one of my favorite metal albums of all time. And deservedly, this album hasn't got a lot of attention in the last few years. Mainly, the only song that has been played in recent tours has been Wasted Years, but nothing else really. So, what this could mean, and it's a bit of a puzzle to try to figure out what the set list would look like. Now, they also mentioned that some classic cuts will be in there. So, I think there's no way. I would like them to not play the overly always played songs, but I think there's no way they won't play Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, and Hallowed Be the Name, and maybe even The Trooper. Maybe those five songs will still be there. I hope not, but I think it's very, very likely. The only tour since the release of Fear of the Dark, the only tour that where they didn't play Fear of the Dark was Eddie Rips Up the World. But that's the only exception. So I think it's pretty safe that they will continue to play Fear of the Dark. Even when they did a full 80s set list, they still put that song there, which really bugs me. But anyways, that song will probably be there. And then we have, of course, Iron Maiden. They have always played this song, so it will continue to be there. The Number of the Beast, I think it's also pretty certain to be there. The Trooper should be there, and Hallowed Be the Name as well. But I think there's a chance that they could cut those songs because they want to play the epic songs from Sinjutsu, and those songs are pretty long. So I struggling to figure out how they're gonna fit songs from Somewhere in Time and the epic songs from Senjutsu in one set list when we know that they always play around 14 to 16 songs and definitely always not more than 2 hours. And they have said that they would never do like a two set list type of show like Rush has done in the past. At least that's what they said before. So, okay, so we have to save space for probably the Trooper, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, and Hallowed Be Thy Name. And then Summer in Time. Let's look at Summer in Time first. I mean, fans have been crying out loud. They've been screaming to the band to play Alexander the Great, which has never been played live, not even in the 100 and plus shows from the Somewhere in Time tour. So, in a spoken words tour from Bruce Dickinson, he mentioned that they have been considering playing this song. So that would be amazing, really. I mean, people would just freak out. But let's see. I think there's a certain degree of uncertainty that they would really play Alexander the Great, and maybe it depends also how the rehearsals will go if it sounds good. Then the other song that had never been played live is Deja Vu, which I love it, but I doubted they would go back there for this tour. So I think that is out. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner was played apparently only once in the debut concert of the Somewhere in Time tour, and then it was dropped. So maybe it didn't work out very well, has never been played that live, and I think there are other priorities, even though I do like this song. As I mentioned, this album is pretty much perfect for me. So I think The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner and Deja Vu are out. Then we have the songs that were played in that tour, which is the opener, Caught Somewhere in Time, Heaven Can Wait, that was played quite often after the tour as well. It has been played more times, and then Stranger in a Strange Land, which I think that's a given because it's even being used in the promo video, and then Wasted Years that has been played many times after the in 1986. So what should we expect here? I think Stranger in a Strange Land, Wasted Years are a given. Heaven Can Wait is pretty much expected. I'm not sure if they will open with Cut Somewhere in Time. That could happen. So I think there's some points there. And then Alexander the Great is pretty much the big hope there. What about Sinjutsu? What could they play from it? Well, my understanding, reading the what Steve Harris has said, is that they wouldn't play again Senjutsu Stratego and the Writing on the Wall, which would be quite surprising actually, but that may happen because they already played those songs, and he has said that he's looking forward to play the epic songs, and those songs are 10, 12, 13 minutes long, so they will have to make some choices. So what's left there? I think Days of Future Past, which is only a 4-minute song, will be there. Could even be the opener, or really very upfront in the set list. It's a short song, it's a cool song, and relates to the title that they chose for this tour. So I think Days of Future Past is pretty much certainty. From the epic ones, Death of the Celts, The Parchment, and Hell on Earth. It would be awesome if they play all those three. Maybe it won't be possible to fit, and then we still have Lost in a Lost World, which is almost 10 minutes, and we have the Time Machine, 7 minutes. That could be in there, and Lost in a Lost World I already mentioned, and Darkest Hour is the one that I was forgetting, which is more of the cool song. I think Darkest Hour won't be there. And I think Lost in a Lost World won't be there. So my bets is Days of Future Past, The Time Machine, Death of the Celts, The Parchment, and Hell on Earth. And maybe they will cut The Parchment because it's pretty long. It's almost 13 minutes. But I think fans are really enjoying Hell on Earth. I think Death of the Celts is a cool song as well. Relates to the Klansman, and it would be there. So that's what I think. How to fit all this together? It's pretty difficult. So, we will have to see. So, at the moment, let me just say my wild guess here. I think they will open with Caught Somewhere in Time as the tour in 86, and then follow with Days of Future Past. This could be inverted as well if they prefer to open with a new song. Then maybe they go with the Time Machine, which it's kind of a cool title, it's a cool song, and related to Somewhere in Time theme. So I think the Time Machine will be there. Then soon in the set list, I think they will go for a Stranger in a Strange Land, because as I said, it's in the promo. It's a shorter song, has been played live in the tour, so that will be there. Then I think they would go for an epic. Death of the Celts comes to mind, and they will follow that with Heaven Can Wait, which is a song that they play quite a lot, and then go from there to Hell on Earth, which I think is a must-have for a tour like this. Then they would go to the basics to close the main sets with Fear of the Dark, The Number of the Beast, and Iron Maiden. And then they would close with Alexander the Great and Wasted Years. So that's my wild guess. So yes, I did cut Hello Be the Name. That's a song that they almost always play live, but they didn't for a while, and they came back with it. So maybe they will put it out again. The Trooper, it's difficult to imagine that they will take it out, but it could be, who knows, because they have to make room for other songs. So I'm taking out the Trooper in my guess as well. And there's a little bit of hope in my guess that they would play Alexander the Great as well. And I wouldn't play Fear of the Dark and The Number of the Beast if I were them, but I'm pretty sure they will. So that's it. That's my thoughts and my hopes and my fears regarding the new tour. Please let me know what you think. What other songs could they be playing that I missed, and why? What could be the reasoning behind, etc. Let's have a discussion there. All right. Thank you very much for being here, for listening, and BeMetalways.